Hey everyone and welcome back. In the previous video we have learned how to set up our Android project. Now it's time to add these components to our UI and use them. So let's go back to the coding. Let's minimize everything, close everything that we don't need. Let's go back to our components folder and add the components that we need from the current project, just like this. And also let's add the drawables to my drawable folder. Now let's go see what do we have in here. Let's import this R class. Okay, we have a call component that is going to have a box that contains two surface. If you don't know what the surface is, a surface view, it represents the surface view renderer from the WebRTC class. This surface is responsible to show the videos inside it. So it's like a frame layout or something like that. So inside our call components, we have two surface view renderer as you saw in the preview of the project. So the main one is the bigger one, and there is a local stream or a local video on the bottom right that has this one. We also have a row of the buttons like switch, camera, end call, and every one of them will have a state that is going to use these callbacks. So we also have the incoming call snack bar, which is the notification for answering yes or no. We want to add these timeout durations. Let's create the constant class, which is an object. Now let's use constval, which is going to be like 20 seconds long. Let's import it here. And there goes for our incoming snack bar. As you can see, it has a ringtone, which is going to get ringtone from our ringtone manager. And it has a state and shows if it's going to be shown or not. So whenever we dismiss it, we just simply make it false and it's going to be gone. So whenever it's showing, it's playing the ringtone and waits for a timeout like 5 seconds or 20 seconds, and it will use the timeouts and call the on timeout listener. And so it's going to have a title with the name of incoming call and from the caller ID that is calling us. And we have a row of two buttons, yes and no. So both of the buttons will use a callback and dismiss the ringtone, of course. And also there's a who to call component, which represents a text field, just who should we type the name to it, and the value listener will update state here. And also whenever we click, like here, whenever we click the button to call, we will simply use the target name value and call it back to the owner, which is our main screen. And also the your ID card is going to be a simple, the ID name on top of the screen that is representing our ID. So whenever we press that ID, we will use the ID clicked callback and copy it to the memory of the phone. Now let's go to main screen and use these components. Okay, so down here we will use a box, and for the modifier we simply want to use fill max width with the padding of 4 dp and 22 dp. And inside this box we will have a column with the fill max width, of course, again, and horizontal alignment is going to be alignment center horizontally, and for vertical arrangement is going to be arrangement.center. Now down here again we will have another column with fill max width modifier, and here we will check if the connection status is not connection state.onCall. It means if we are not inside a call, we want to show this part, of course. So I'll copy and paste this one, which is going to be a simple row that has the image of the WebRTC along with two texts that shows simple video call and enter your friend's ID here. Right now we have this one, but here you don't see errors here. So let's add the connection status here. For that, we will store this connection status inside our view model. To do that, let's create our main view model. It's going to be injectable and it will have the constructor. Also, it will extend from view model of view model lifecycle. I'll annotate it with Hilt's view model also. Let's import it. Inside my view model, I'll have a var named connection state, which is going to be of type mutable state flow, and the type of it is going to be connection state that I'll create in a second, and it's going to be mutable state flow of connection. That's new. So let's add this connection state to our app. I'll add it inside my util package. As you can see, we have new connection, waiting for call, user offline, calling target, receiving call, or on call. So let's go back here, import this one. Use connection state new. Let's import this one so you will see less of this connection state here. And also we will have another event state to handle our one-time states. So I'll use mutable shared flow of type string, and it's going to be mutable shared flow, and inside the constructor we set the replay to 0 so that we don't want to replay anything. Now let's go back to our main screen. Let's close other stuff that we don't need. Make some room here. Let's create these connection states up here. So first thing to do, let's create our view model of type main view model by using Hilt's view model. Simple as that. And now it's time to use our view model and get that connection state here. So we use view model dot connection state collect as state. Simple as that. Also, we want to use a launched effect here to catch those event states inside our main view model. To do that, we simply want to use view model.event state and write collect. And each time we get a message, we want to use toast and use message. Simple as that. Let's go back here. We use connection status not equal. It's not from the connection state dot on call. Actually, the value of it is not of type on call. It means we are not on call and we should show this row. And also, if we are not on the call, we want to show the your ID cards component, and the user ID is going to be our simple call application and use the user ID. And whenever the user ID is clicked, we want to create a toast. Use context and say user ID, copy it to clipboard. Simple as that. Now let's move inside here and we want to check if connection status, that value is not type of connection state that's waiting for call, or connection status that value is type of connection state that user offline. So if we are waiting for call, or we press the call and we saw that the user is offline, we want to see the who to call. part again. So we use the onClick and pass a lambda function. We get the target ID. So we check if the target ID is empty. You want to create a toast and say enter user ID to call. Otherwise, you want to use the view model and press find user, which gets the target ID. So let's comment it for now and go inside this box components. Let's minimize this column, and here we want to check if our connection status is of type connection state calling targets or on call. We want to add our call components. So as you can see, there are lots of callbacks to handle. So we will start with on Surface Remote Ready. We add the remote renderer to it. I use view model on Surface Remote Ready. Also for on local, same. Now it's time to add the on camera switch, on end call, on toggle mic. It will have the enabled, on toggle camera, and also on toggle speaker. We will later handle these callbacks inside our view model. Now let's go back to our main screen and add the last part, which is the incoming call snack bar. We here again inside this box, we want to add the last part, and first we want to check if connection status is type of received call. Then we want to show the incoming snack bar. So first we want to get the caller ID from connection status.value and cast it as connection states.received call and use the sender. Now it's time to create the incoming snack bar, and for the caller ID we want to pass the caller ID that we have. On timeout we simply want to pass the simple lambda here, and for the on accept you'll receive the target, and for the on reject we want to get the target also. We know that it's not null, so we simply pass the caller ID like this. Now let's run our app and check our UI. As you can see, everything is working well. Okay, let's move to the next video and learn how to connect to WebSocket. Till the next video, see you everyone.